day, ladies. This is Queenshipt Studios. Now, today I just wanted to talk because I was wondering, does anybody else ever feel down on themselves for having down days, like having off days? Because I always feel like I'm supposed to be on. And if I'm not always on, I feel like there's something wrong. Well, I need to look at my diet. I need more electrolytes. I need more iron. I may be deficient. I mean, that may be true, but to feel like all my other good days where I was on top and doing it big and making big making big moves. It's like all those days that don't count because today I'm not feeling it. I was just wondering if anybody else feels that way. If anybody else feels that way, like, do you feel relaxed when you have nothing to do? When you're not doing nothing with your day, and you don't have any plans, there's no boss moves, there's no big motion, there's no motion. Today there's no motion, it's just me, myself, maybe some podcast, some videos. I could watch a movie or a show, you know. I can do self-care routine. I keep thinking about this. No, I don't know if you guys know this, but I do tend to jump all over the place. But I keep thinking about this woman I ran into the other day. A complete stranger from a different country who's a tourist to her. But she doesn't strike me as a tourist, like people who follow like the rubric or the itinerary, like, we're gonna go on a tour and we're gonna go to the aquarium, like, you know, tourist attractions. She comes across as like an adventurer, people who step outside the mind of a tourist and actually allows themselves to experience what the locals experience and talking to locals and whatnot. And getting to know the culture personally. She doesn't really strike me as a tourist, although she wasn't a local. She lived away. She didn't really strike me as a tourist. And I happened to run into her. Oddly enough, we had a lot in common. Like, I actually enjoyed having a conversation with her. And she was like, where do I see myself in a few years? And I was like, I don't see myself, or I think she said, where do I see myself living? And I was like, I don't see myself staying in one place for too long because I'm an adventurous. You know, I see myself moving around, staying in different locations. But when I have kids, I'm gonna have one main place that I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna raise my kids there. And she was like, yes, it's a good idea because kids need a familiar place. They need because if they move around too much, they have to readjust to everywhere they go, and it may be challenging for them. I'm like, yeah, they need stability. And she was like, yeah. And then we end up exchanging social media ads. And I read her bio, and she's a travel enthusiast. It's just the way of God, the mystery of God, where you, because I'm looking for my community, I'm looking for my culture. I can say, oh, I'm black, so I belong to this particular culture, but I don't resonate with popular black culture. I resonate with a culture that's not for the streets, that doesn't want to stay in the hood. I understand there's this community. We have this thing about community where we want to be surrounded by other black people, and if we are in a location where there's too many people outside of our race, we may feel uncomfortable. So we feel more comfortable living in the hood. Now, I do not relate, and I could be completely wrong about this because I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in a middle class area, so I do not relate. I grew up around a mix of blacks and maybe a little bit of white people. I remember one of my neighbor was white. Was white woman. But it just seems like, why would you want to stay in a place where you feel like your life is in danger? The only thing I can think of is community. You want to be around other black people. You want to be around people who look like you. But it's not a healthy environment, so why stay? But like I was saying, I was looking for my culture. I want to be around people that I can resonate with. Not much so where it's like this bias where I only want to be around people who share the same opinion as me, because I love strong-minded people who have different opinions, who have opposing opinions, because I can learn something from them. But you have to have strong core values. You have to have a value system. You have to have standards. You have to have high standards for yourself. You have to have a high standard of living. You gotta be marriage minded. I don't want to be around anybody who has a street mentality when it comes to relationships and they're trying to give me relationship advice. And the same day I was trying to look up, okay, what type of people are these people? What type of culture am I looking for? And it's like anybody who's God-centered, anybody who's a believer of God, anybody who's relationship oriented, anybody who has strong core values, anybody who lives a healthy lifestyle, anybody who's spiritual and who's faithful, anybody who has a mindset of longevity. So I'm real big on legacy. I'm real big on utilizing the old gifts and talents and goals to generate a source of income and diversifying your income stream. People who are community oriented. So like the woman that I ran into, not only was she community oriented when it came to her own community, but it seemed like she was curious and interested in other communities outside of her province, outside of her she was born, she lived. People who are prayed up, people who love God. And I ran into a stranger who fit that description. And I really hope I do see her again one day. She was real friendly. That's a great quality to have. She was the one who approached me to sit next to me to have a conversation with a stranger. I'm not that type at all. See, this is what I mean. Like, I would appreciate having people around me who is not like me. Because if she left it up to me, we would have never known one another. So the talk today was, how do you feel when you have nothing to do? Are you the type to be anxious and look for something to do, give yourself something to do, or are you the type to allow yourself to relax and breathe for a minute? Just because today you have nothing to do doesn't mean you do nothing. You know? Sometimes people will see you sit down, you be working all day, as soon as you sit down, and it's like, are you working hard or you hardly working? I hate that. I hate that. I just sat down, like, or somebody who will just see you sit down and be like, man, you never work, I'm always seeing you sitting. Keep walking. If you ain't gonna ask me how I'm feeling, if you ain't gonna ask me how my day is, if I'm alright, I don't wanna hear it. You're never working. Every time I see you, listen. And what's your culture? What culture resonates with you? You know, one thing that I've noticed, Black Hollywood, I've seen 2 movies, or one show and a movie that uses the fact that somebody sounds like or is acting like Candace Owens as an insult. If you sound like Candace Owens, or you're acting like Candace Owens and using that as an insult. You know, in retrospect, I ain't never learned nothing from Black Hollywood of substance for them to be bashing and dragging Candace Owens' name in the dirt. They need to put some respect on her name. And the thing is, Candace Owens, she actually is putting people on about Hollywood, about these satanic rituals that they be going through. And then to be bashing Candace Owens and then having the same movie I didn't learn nothing in that movie. How do you feel comfortable bashing Candace Owens and then having sex on the camera? And the same person, she is known to be having sex on camera. Every movie you gotta show off your body, and you gotta seduce somebody, and you gotta have sex on camera. And Candace Owens is somebody that you're bashing and you're insulting. This is what I mean about culture. Which culture resonates with you? The one that degrades themselves and they insult somebody who empowers people, who teaches people. The execution of knowledge is power. Candace Owens is a highly intellectual black woman, and she's being insulted for what? Because you don't agree with her? You can respectfully disagree with somebody. And this is why I put on this podcast. This is why I'm putting myself on with this podcast. You can disagree with me, but let it be respectful. I don't mind disagreement, but what you're not gonna do is disrespect me just because you don't agree with my opinions. That speaks value on your character, not mine. Which culture do you accept the most? Which culture resonates with you? Now that Candace Owens has her own show, she seems to be more herself. Talking about things that she finds interesting. I did notice when she was with Daily Wire, she would pander to her audience, but now it's like, yeah, I'm a dude type of thing. I'm sorry about all the noise. I live right next to a highway. And then what else we talk about? the grace of God. Running into somebody who actually who I found intriguing, very insightful, beautiful woman. She's in school for marketing, which is what I do. Marketing and sales. I didn't go to school for it though. It makes me want to check out her page, because sometimes I think I know how to take pictures, but I'm not sure if I actually know how to market them. And she's an entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, a model, creating style for the kids, travel enthusiast, fashion, family, and adventure. That sounds just like me. I'm kidding. But that is something that I was interested in. I wanted to do my own fashion. I wanted to design my own wardrobe. That's why I took up sewing. And she got the perfume. But yeah. I thought that was divine union among sisters. Sisterhood. And let me then realize when I go live and talk to me face to face, so that I can set that up. I don't know if I want to have it on Facebook. I can't do it on Instagram right now. It might have to be a later thing to sort out a few things before I can go on Instagram. It might have to be a Vimeo thing. I have to figure out how it works. Where I'm gonna go live. That's the main thing, is where. YouTube. But yeah, we're gonna get this together. And I'll be seeing you guys. I'll be speaking to you guys later. Peace.